My fellow compassionate capitalists, I know you almost didn't see her. Steve and Katherine here in front of the fireplace in case Katherine needs to hop up on the mantle here so that we can all see her. Hey, today, April 26, 1912, Hugh Bradley hit the very first home run to ever be hit in Fenway Park. I think that about does it for today. Now, we've got plenty of things going on today. We could have talked about John Wilkes Booth dying today. We could talk about the polio vaccine being rolled out today. We could have talked about Chernobyl. You know, that all happened today. But there's a lot of important events that don't get talked about in history. And of course, we all know about Paul Revere and his famous midnight ride. It was actually a week ago today that the shot heard around the world. Lexington and Concord happened, but something that most people don't know about was that today, April 26, 1777, a 16-year-old by the name of Sibyl Ludington in Danbury, Connecticut, her father, Colonel Ludington, was in charge of everybody around Danbury. The British had come over and they were starting to burn Danbury. He was just a mere colonel and a man, probably, I'm just saying. And he didn't know really what to do. So his daughter said, "Look, Dad, I've got this." And she got on horseback, started riding. She was accosted in the woods. She grabbed a stick and beat her assailants, and then still took that stick, rode horseback 40 miles, knocked on everybody's windows and shutters and stuff, telling them that Danbury, Connecticut was being burnt, and made the loop. They weren't in time to save Danbury. However, 400 patriots came the next day, joined up with the Continental Army, and drove General Tyrone, who was then the governor of New York, back to New York. So, you know, let's hear it for Sibyl Ludington. You know, there's a lot of things that go on in history that great women do that nobody talks about, nobody hears anything about. And unfortunately, well, I'm not saying it necessarily happens here at Titan Impact Group, but we have an all-star lineup. You know, we've got Laura Miller, who, you know, has been Katherine's best friend for a couple of decades now. I didn't realize that her and Laura had been married, but it's Laura's, that's Laura's first wife or husband, whatever. I don't know, it's weird. But
we haven't been married. He's kidding. We've just been best friends and in business a long time together.
And I also have a Laura Reese, who's going to be a very important part of some exciting things that are coming up. But what I want to do today is a lot of people, maybe they get tired of hearing all about notes and everything, and they don't know about the why. Now, one of the things, just not to put the spotlight on me, I have to make a flawless segue over to Katherine, is that at one point in my life, when I was 19, I found myself in the Philippines, and I was homeless and I was starving. And although that was for a short period of time compared to Katherine, who was pretty much that way her entire childhood until she was adopted when she was 16, these events both have had a tremendous effect on both of us. And it's one of the reasons, the big reason of why we do what we do with Titan Impact Group and trying to make a difference in our community. So I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to let you hear from somebody you probably want to hear from and explain her why. Why do we do what we do?
Why do we do? Thank you.
Yeah.
So why do we do what we do? My why is, it's a pretty big why. I formed a nonprofit foundation called Bell Community Empowerment Foundation. And the purpose of it is to educate, empower, connect, and inspire families to adopt all the adoptable children in the U.S. foster care system. So most people don't know there's over 500,000 children in the U.S. foster care system, pretty much at any given time. And About 350,000 of those children are actually available for adoption right now, and it costs less than $1,000 to adopt a child, and they come with a world of services and help and everything to help them and the families acclimate. And I'm very passionate about that, just given my own personal experience. And then I, in turn, 16 years ago, adopted twins out of the foster care system as well as their babies. Now they're 16. So our whole, everything that we do, I believe that those 350,000 children, there's over 350,000 congregations in the United States alone. If each congregation took on finding a family to adopt at least one child, that absolutely would achieve what I'm out to achieve, which is to adopt those 350,000 children, because the foster care system is so heavily burdened. And these children absolutely deserve homes. I'm clear because of my parents that chose to adopt me. I am the woman I am today because of them, and I'm extremely grateful for who they are. And so their love changed my life forever. And who knows, maybe it's your love. Maybe your love could change a child's life forever, no matter how old they are. Now, I was older, and a lot of these children are older, and again, I think the benefit of adopting an older child is having them be extremely grateful for actually having a family, forever family. And just a little story about how powerful that is. There's an organization here in the Valley called OCJ Kids, and they have an event every year where they take kids out once a year to go bowling, just to let them have fun. Just forget about their situation, their circumstances, just let them have fun. And we get to go and be with them and just have fun with them. And, you know, we brought my daughter along, and, you know, all the kids, they're all sitting around behaving like normal teenagers on their phones, whatever. And one of the kids had actually asked Sarah, my daughter, which group home she belonged to. Because there's so many kids in the foster care system in Arizona here alone, they don't have enough foster homes, so they're now put into group homes. And Sarah looked up and she went, I was adopted. And all the kids sitting in that circle dropped their phones and looked at her and went, oh, you're one of the lucky ones. That was profound. I was one of the lucky ones. She's one of the lucky ones. So, my foundation, Bell Community Empowerment Foundation, is out to educate, inspire, and connect all the families to be able to adopt all these adoptable kids. Because just think about it, 350,000 children. If 1% of those children went out and was so inspired to make a difference in the world, I mean, how incredible is that? Think about the tax burden that it now relieves off of the U.S. taxpayer of not having to support these children inside the taxpayer system. Then there's the ramifications of children aging out of the foster care system and them statistically turning to drugs, prostitution, ending up incarcerated, and then the whole tax burden that also places on the average taxpayer. So with that, this is another way of me adding commas to bank accounts inside of saving taxpayers, but more importantly, adding commas to those love bank accounts and making a difference in kids' lives. So if you want more information, please go ahead and send us a message. Absolutely. I'll put the link down below so you can learn more about us and what we are, and we're going to be having more events. But ultimately, that's my big why. So thank you for listening and for your time.
And with that, now you know a little bit more about Katherine, and we'll hear more as time goes on. But hopefully you understand the connection of why we do what we do, why letting people keep their homes is so important to us. And one of the things that I'm just going to brag on her a little bit, Katherine, her big goal, her big wish is to be Arizona's first self-made female billionaire. So, and the reason behind that is we like to try to live off of 10% and give 90% to philanthropic endeavors. We haven't quite made that. We're not quite on that not statistic ratio yet. However, we are getting there. It's exciting. But hey, I've blabbed on enough. So the bottom line is that if you want to make a difference in people's lives, and you just want to give them a chance to have a home, because as the quote goes, no success in life can ever compensate for a failure in the home. So we need to get people in their homes where everything else can just be sorted out. If people feel safe, they feel good, they never awake from the American dream.